Hello tadpoles, how are you this fine afternoon? Before I begin, I would like some more subscribers, so if you could please subscribe to me, I would really appreciate that. Also, if you are already subscribed, please leave a like and a comment on this video. So the other weekend I watched Avatar with my family. Anyway, back to the review. So, it is not worth however many $1 billion it made. Let me just preface this by saying that. I think it's made like 3 billion or something. It's not worth that. It's pretty good, but not that much worth. So 3 billion would imply that it has an amazing story, like it's structured mainly around like the story. There's a really strong narrative, really strong characters that have lots of arcs and lots of development in it, and then it's like surrounded by these absolutely stunning, realistic visuals, unmatched to anything ever seen before. And it's just not that. The visuals are there, but a few times it looks a bit weird. I'm not sure if it's by design, but one of the creatures in it, like the black, I guess it's meant to be like a six-legged, like maybe like panther thingy. That just doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's rendered yet, and I thought that was a bit weird. But all the other ones look pretty good. There's some bits where the Na'vi people look weird, but it was 2009, so you can't expect everything from it. But it did live up to the expectation that it's really beautiful to look at. But story-wise, there's not that much there. It's really streamlined. It's just like these military people want something called, and I'm not joking, unobtainium. And it's funny because they can't get it, so they can't obtain it. So, unobtainium. Get it? Yeah, it's pretty smart writing, isn't it? Anyway, so they try to get that, but the Na'vi don't really want them to, so they send the main character in, and some hullabaloo happens, and it turns into a romance, kind of. I've heard a lot of people say that it just got lucky, and it was the world's highest grossing failure. That's a thing that I've heard people use before. But I do have to kind of agree with that. It shouldn't have made 3 billion. Maybe like 1.5. But I don't think it should be the highest grossing. I think that goes to Endgame, because that should go to Endgame, because it's a really visually good movie, and it has years of storytelling to build it up. So it has both of those things going strong for it. So that should be the highest, not Avatar. So before moving on to the positives, I'd like to list a few more things that I thought was a bit weird about it, or wasn't exactly great. So it's definitely not built on characters. There isn't that much character growth, and you can already see where it's going to go from the start, pretty much. So there's not really any twists or turns or surprising things with the characters. No like big revelations or anything in it. But they're still like fun to watch, and just watch them like adapt to the environment, I guess. It did feel like a video game sometimes, like, because they had like a specific quest that they had to go out and do, and there were monsters like blocking their way. So in that sense, it did feel like a video game, like maybe like Monster Hunter, maybe, or like God of War. I don't know. But it felt like a video game in some bits, like when they try to find the dragons. Alright, so on to the positives. Like I said before, it is a beautiful movie to look at. The animals aren't always the best, but the environments are stunning, and there is a ton of them in this movie. It's so nice to look at, and so refreshing from the horrible CGI of this last year, like with She-Hulk, and honestly just Marvel stuff, kind of. Yeah, it's just Marvel stuff. So it's a lot better than Marvel in this year. There's this amazing long battle scene towards the end, kind of like in the last hour. That is really good. It's honestly the best I've seen. It does need a bit of building up though, because otherwise it feels like it just stretches on. Like my dad didn't watch the first bit, and then he just jumped in towards the end while we were watching it, and just got straight to the battle bit. And so he didn't really enjoy it as much, because he didn't know the characters as well, so he wasn't as invested in it. But I think it was really good. It lasted for ages and was just really captivating the whole time. once again with amazing visuals, and I just love seeing people with bows and arrows and dragons and stuff, and watching humans get ragdolled around. That was really nice. Yeah, so it was kind of like simultaneously better than I thought it was going to be, but worse than I thought it was going to be. It was still really good though. I do recommend it to people. If you haven't watched it, you should, especially with the new one coming out shortly. Yeah, not really much else to say about it. I'll just summarize. So, very good movie, not worth 3 billion. I give it a 65 out of 75 grapes on a bunch. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye bye.